The Chicago Fire Season 13 finale left viewers confused about what comes next for Jake Lockett's Sam Carver, but one of his co-stars might have accidentally spoiled his fate in Season 14. NBC's procedural drama, and its spin-offs, has featured many cast exits over the course of its 13 seasons. Unfortunately, it appears that one Chicago's list of departing actors will likely grow heading into the 2025 to 2026 network TV season, thanks to the unavoidable cast cuts on Chicago Fire, which might include Lockett, although NBC made fans believe that 2 Chicago Fire main characters, including Carver, would leave after Season 13, the finale implied otherwise. Carver initially told Violet McCarmy that he had requested a transfer to Denver during the episode. It seemed like the series was setting up his exit. However, the Chicago Fire Season 13 finale ended with Carver declaring his love for Violet and kissing her, suggesting that he would stay in the Windy City for her. Consequently, the audience was confused about Carver's future on the show, but recent comments from one star might have sealed his fate. Jocelyn Hudon may have accidentally spoiled Carver's Chicago Fire Season 14 fate. Hudon confirmed that Carver is leaving. Jocelyn Hudon as Lizzie Novak in Chicago Fire. During an interview with TV Insider following the Chicago Fire Season 13 finale, Jocelyn Hudon, who plays Lizzie Novak, discussed her character's stance on Violet and Carver's complex relationship. Novak and Violet are not only paramedic partners, but they have also become best friends in the NBC show. So, Novak's thoughts on her friend's love life hold a lot of weight. Sadly, Hudon's comments on the Violet-Carver situation seemingly confirm that Carver is saying goodbye to Firehouse 51 in Season 14. Hudon said, "The most interesting part of Hudon's quote is that she says, when Carver leaves, instead of if he leaves. So, despite the ambiguity of Carver's Chicago Fire Season 13 ending, he is probably exiting the One Chicago universe, after all." Some fans, like myself, were holding out hope that Lockett could return in a recurring role in Season 14, seeing as the news surrounding his departure just said he would no longer be a series regular. But that doesn't appear to be the case. The semi-good news is that Novak will be around to support Violet through this latest heartbreak. Why Sam Carver's Firehouse 51 exit is inevitable, despite his relationship status. Jake Lockett's departure as a series regular has been confirmed. A couple of weeks before NBC released the finale, it was announced that Jake Lockett and Daniel Kiri would be leaving Chicago Fire after Season 13. The reports revealed that they would no longer be series regulars, due to budget cuts. NBC has been trying to save money in whatever way it can. Unfortunately, Lockett and Kiri were victims of these cost concerns. So, even though Carver's happy ending in the Season 13 finale might have given some hope that he would return in Season 14, his exit was inevitable. Yes, Chicago Fire Season 13 concluded with Carver and Violet embracing, kissing, and basking in their love. However, the knowledge of what has been happening behind the scenes trumps what the procedural drama was trying to sell the audience in the finale. Of course, the possibility of Lockett reprising his role as Carver in a future episode or two of Chicago Fire remains, but it's quite unlikely that NBC will reverse its decision to boot Lockett from the main cast. Chicago Fire delaying Carver's exit makes it worse. The show is giving viewers false hope. The Chicago Fire Season 13 finale featured Carver contemplating moving to Denver for a fresh start, laying the groundwork for his exit. However, given that his last scene in the episode entailed him professing his love to Violet instead of saying goodbye to her, the series was seemingly suggesting that Carver could stay in Chicago. We know that won't be the case, though. Based on previous reports and Hudon's comments, Lockett's Chicago Fire exit has been confirmed. So, the NBC procedural drama TV show is simply delaying the inevitable. Whereas Chicago Fire Season 13 attempted to set up Carver's departure, the finale ignored Daniel Kiri's Darren Ritter altogether. The writers evidently don't want to say goodbye to Carver and Ritter. Their forced exits were most likely a decision wholly made by the network's executives. They weren't creative choices made by the show's producers, proven by how Carver and Ritter's character arcs were headed in Season 13. So, perhaps the minds behind Chicago Fire were reluctant to write Carver and Ritter out of the story, but their hesitance only makes their exits worse as it gives viewers false hope that they'll return. How Carver's impending departure in Chicago Fire Season 14 will impact Firehouse 51. Firehouse 51 is losing, at least, 2 firefighters. Losing Carver undoubtedly hurts Violet's story in the One Chicago TV show. However, his exit, along with Ritter's, is a huge blow to Firehouse 51 as they will be down 2 firefighters heading into Season 14. And since Carver and Ritter's departures are due to budget cuts, it's not like NBC will hire 2 new actors to take their places at the iconic fire station. As a result, when Chicago Fire Season 14 premieres, Carver and Ritter's absences should be quite noticeable. Their exits will leave a gaping hole in the cast, and the Firehouse 51 squad. As for the Violet side of things, she is losing the person she loves, again. Violet has been down this road before, when Evan Hawkins died right in front of her, and she deserves a happy ending after everything she has been through. Sadly, if and when Carver leaves, she will be heartbroken once more. Carver's exit will undoubtedly devastate Violet, especially after they declared their love for one another in the Season 13 finale. Only time will tell how their story officially ends in Chicago Fire Season 14, but whatever the case, Carver's departure will significantly impact Violet and the other Firehouse 51 squad members.